This is the Action Sports Jax postgame show.
First place never felt so good. Yeah, week one. Win one for the Jacksonville Jaguars as they begin Operation Take Back the Bank, and they do so with ease today in the National Football League against the Carolina Panthers, winning 26-10. You just watched it. Hi, everybody. Dan Hickett inside the bank where the Jaguars got it done today, and they got it done in a lot of interesting ways, and we'll talk about it. Good news for me is I don't have to retire, so I'm positive. I'm happy about that. That's a big news for yours truly. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's talk about the Jags. Let's talk about Liam Cohen, who's got to feel real good. I hope they're celebrating inside that locker room. Winning is hard in the NFL, and the Jaguars are 1-0 in the Liam Cohen regime, and that's a good thing, man. And that kind of gives you hey, look, what we're doing is going to work. Stay with us. Be a part of it. And they got it done today, and they got it done with a dominating defensive performance. Now, I'm going to get a minute or a minute and a half in before I tell you that Carolina's terrible. They're not a very good football team. So that has to be factored in. It's going to get a whole lot tougher. I've been waiting a long time to say this. If I was Bill Belichick today, you know what I'd be saying? We're on to Cincinnati, which is where we are next week. But we're going to savor this one for Liam Cohen. Trevor Lawrence gets back on a football field for the first time in quite some time. Remember that. A really good first half, so-so second half. But nonetheless, put 26 points on the board. Travis Etienne Jr. Where did that come from, young man? That's what we've been expecting, and we haven't seen in a couple of years. Second best day as a pro. Second best day as a pro. I don't have the exact numbers. Maybe I do. 16 carries for 143. Wow. Yeah, 16 carries for 143 yards. Man, we've been waiting for that for a long time. All four running backs were up today. All four got touches. But, man, if you can get that out of Travis Etienne Jr., you could have a special season. That's his second best day as a pro in the National Football League. So that alone was terrific. Now, there are some things that you're like, oh, God, what's going on here, right? Penalties, way too many. I think there were 11 of them. 8 or 11. Liv, how many penalties were there today? Way too many. Way too many. So that we saw. Brian Thomas Jr. still looks... 11 for 93 on the penalties. Brian Thomas Jr. still looks a little uncomfortable catching the football. They have a nice run for a touchdown, but I think he only had one catch on the day. Travis Hunter, we needed the wow play. We didn't get one. Played 45 snaps, 39 on offense, just 6 on defense. Didn't need them, so that's okay because we're going to manage it until you need them. Now, I wonder about the look ahead. I wonder about next week when you got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. But I tell you what, Jordan Lewis, real nice addition for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And how about the defense? While they didn't get a lot of sacks, I think they only had one. Smoot had a sack. 3 turnovers. 3 turnovers. That's great. We forced 8 the entire season last year. Right now we're on pace for 51. Now will we get 51? Probably not. But to get 3 turnovers, terrific. Interceptions, tip balls, Foye Oluokun, Jordan Lewis recovered a fumble as well. All off of Bryce Young, who struggled today, did not have a good day. So defensively, because Carolina was winning field position battles, Carolina was starting at the 40, and the Jags defense held them. And then one more thing. The best kicker in the National Football League resides in Jacksonville, Florida, and is a weapon. Cam Little, 4 field goals today. Cam Little finally made a mistake. First mistake that I've seen. Waving to the fans. Don't worry about me. Cam Little kicked the ball on a kickoff out of bounds, which gave Carolina the ball to 40. That was a mistake. I predicted earlier this end of last week that Cam Little would not miss a kick this year. I only got 16 more weeks to go. 16 more weeks to go, and I'm gold, baby. So the Jags are able to get it done, win with ease, 26-10. Everybody's smiling. Everybody's Willie. That's my man. Hold on, my man Willie J.
How you doing?
How are you?
Good. How you been?
One of the former Gator. Here, you show my guy Willie real quick, man. It's one of my favorite Gators of all time right here, man.
Hello.
One of the great Jaguars too.
Yeah, man.
You know what he once told me? You know what Willie Jackson once told me? I said, Willie, they say you're not fast enough. He said, the first guy never gets me down.
Ever.
Never got you down.
Ever.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How you been?
It's good to see you.
Good to be here, man.
I saw your dad earlier.
Yeah.
I told him we got to fire the coach. That's yesterday. We'll let that go. It's good to see you, my man. Love you. Willie J, one of the greats of all time, Willie Jackson, whose son Khalil now, by the way, playing for the Gators as well. Always good to catch up with the peeps. Love seeing him. What do we got? Oh, okay. We'll take a look at some stats. Oh, man, that's dominating. That's a dominating performance. 378, just 255 yards. Love winning the turnover battle. Trevor had that one pick. Great play by J.C. Horn. Great play. But third down efficiency, okay, 5 of 12. That's actually pretty good. Red zone got a couple out of 5 trips, got a couple touchdowns. Look, all good for the Jaguars today as they improve to 1-0. Such a critical game because, let's be honest, the NFL season for the Jags starts this week. And Cincinnati, they don't play as good in the beginning of the year. They tried to change things up. Well, the only reason they won today is because Cleveland's kicker missed a kick to win it. So we'll go up to Cincinnati next week, where last year when they opened against the New England Patriots, they lost. And Joe Burrow did not have a great day today either, by the way. So, all right, we'll see. And then we come back here to take on the Texans. Then we go out to San Francisco. Then we got Kansas City here on a Monday night. And after 1 week, as Tony Baselli told me, just judge us on how we play Sunday. So, Tony, tip of the cap. Let's look at the quarterbacks and how they played today. Like I said, Trevor was okay. 19 of 31, 178. I wish he could have got another touchdown. I wish he didn't throw that pick. And by the way, if he gets that ball out a little bit more, Travis Hunter scores a touchdown, and the numbers look so much better. Bryce Young, I don't know. That's for you guys up there in Carolina to figure out, but I don't know, man. He doesn't have great receivers, except Ted McMillan's going to be a good one. They had 154 yards. Got sacked just the one time. Did throw 2 interceptions on the day as well. So winner Trevor Lawrence in the quarterback battle going forward. But the Jags are able to get the victory by a final score of 26-10. They start their season in style. They are now 1-0. We got a lot of things to clean up, but it's a lot better to clean it up when you win a football game than when you lose a football game. I got only good things to say. I can nitpick to death, okay? I know Carolina's not that good, but again, imagine if I'm here and the Jaguars had lost that game, and they were never really in danger. I love how they took charge. I love how they went down and got a field goal early. I love that they added a touchdown and we're up 10. I love that they added on. I love that they got a field goal. They ran a 2-minute drill at the end of the half. I'm telling you, with Cam Little, everything changes, especially at the end of the half or the end of games. Because you know if you get the ball to midfield, basically you're in field goal range, and that is special. And we got to take advantage of that. I think Liam Cohen will. 4 field goals today for Cam. Let's look at Trevor's top weapons today. They weren't majestic in any way, shape, or form. Again, Brian Thomas Jr., 1 catch for 11 yards. Had one on the sideline that got overturned. Travis Hunter had 6, but only for 33 yards, just little check downs. De'Ami Brown probably had the nicest. Oh, Brenton Strange had 3 on the first drive, and they got a 4th in the fourth quarter on a 3rd down, which was nice. And Brenton Strange is a kid who can catch 55, 60 balls this year. And if you can get 3 for 52 from De'Ami Brown every week, I'll take that, because you got to finish that. You got to figure that Brian Thomas Jr. at some point is going to break out. Didn't happen today. It's not good for you fantasy owners of Brian Thomas Jr., but for the rest of us, we're okay with it. And Hunter Long, we should mention as well, because he caught a touchdown pass from Trevor Lawrence, Trevor's first of the football season. So the bottom line is the W, and that's what the Jaguars got today. They got the victory. They're 1-0. The Indianapolis Colts won. The Texans are playing right now, and the Titans are playing right now. So we'll keep you posted on that. We'll look at the AFC South tonight on Action Sports Jax Primetime. Liv has some scores for us, so let's go over those real quick. I was upstairs in the press box, so the Colts be Mike McDaniel. I mean, oh my goodness, coach in Miami, you're going to be in big trouble. The Falcons missed a 44-yard field goal to send it into overtime. That's bad. And the Bucs won. They got a late touchdown from Baker Mayfield to Igbuka, who looks like a superstar. As I said, the Browns missed a field goal to take the lead. The Bengals held on and won. The Raiders over the Patriots. Look, Geno Smith had a big day throwing the football, and Pete Carroll's a heck of a football coach. And then who figured the Steelers-Jets shootout? Aaron Rodgers, I think, threw at least 4 touchdown passes, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that Pittsburgh hit a 60-yard field goal to beat the Jets at the end of the game. Boy, these field goals, we got to move the posts in a little bit. The Commanders had no problem with the Giants. Nice little opener for them, 21-6, and already they'll start the beat for Jackson Dart in New York. And how long will Russell Wilson be the quarterback there? I can't imagine it will be very long, although I do know Brian Daboll said after the game it had nothing to do with Russell Wilson, but they scored 6 points, so it has a little to do with them. Those are the early games in the National Football League, along with the Jaguars, 26-10. And if you look at those scores, by the way, notice 1-score game, Bucs-Falcons, 1-score game, Bengals-Browns, 1-score game, Raiders-Patriots, 1-score game, Steelers-Jets. Jags were not. Now, you don't get any extra points for winning big, but the Jags were in control here, and it was nice. Again, I'm not losing my mind, but the NFL's quirky, man. Opening weekend is quirky, and you never know what can happen on any given Sunday, and the Jags didn't let any given Sunday happen to them today. So I said in the pregame I thought it was a big day for 3 guys. Liam Cohen, Trevor Lawrence, and Travis Hunter. Well, we've got Liam Cohen's comments right now. He's at the podium. Let's listen in to the Jaguars coach. He should have a big smile on his face. He's undefeated in the National Football
did a nice job
League.
We were doing some kind of not after action report stuff at the half, but a little bit of, okay, what they do. We kept them engaged, also gave them a little bit of space to go and kind of stay loose and stretch out in here. They kept their focus, came out, got them loose, and I thought they came out with the right mindset and mentality for sure. It's a weird deal, first one in my career, but really proud of the way that they competed and closed the thing out.
Hey, Liam, first game as Jaguars head coach. Just in terms of your emotions, in terms of the team's emotions, where are they right now after the win?
Yeah, I mean, really cool to be sitting, to be standing up here, obviously, after a win. But I was just really proud to be their coach today with the way that they competed, the way we hit, the way we were more physical, all the things that we kind of wanted to preach about. Now, is it perfect? Absolutely not. You're frustrated with some of the penalties that have continued to bite us in the butt that we did overcome at times, but that's not something we want to get used to doing by any means. And so when you play teams as we go throughout this thing, we cannot do those things and expect to win.
And then you talked about all training camp and the offseason about how you're going to need to see the team in actual games to assess the run game. Just seeing the performance today, particularly Travis Etienne, what did you think?
Oh, man, I mean, those guys up front I thought probably played really well at times, but, the backed up run that he makes, Strange comes across, gets a kick out block, but there's a safety sitting in the hole that Travis just, made a great move and broke loose. I mean, I thought you could feel him all day. You definitely felt him being having a little bit more burst maybe than other guys on the grass. He looked fresh, he looked fast, he took care of the football. So proud of him. He did a great job, but the whole unit really, all the way through the end of the game, ran the ball effectively.
Hey, Liam, first full game with Trevor. What did you make of the communication between the two of you, and also how did he play?
Yeah, I thought that, especially early on throughout, I thought he had great communication. We were in and out of the huddle, had the one delay, but that was really communication fault of us as coaches. I thought he handled things well. I thought he had not a great third quarter, to be honest. We need to be more accurate and complete some of those balls when we have people open. But I thought overall, for his first start in a new system, he handled it really well. He got us in and out of a lot of plays. He had to can a lot of plays, and he did it effectively and efficiently, and I was proud of his leadership.
How encouraging were those 2 scrambles?
Oh, huge. I mean, we talked about that on Friday. You don't get to see that in practice, right? I mean, I didn't get to see it last year with Baker either, right? Because you're trying to be a quarterback and go through your progressions, go through your reads, play the position, and man, he knew it right away. He came off the sideline. It was man coverage. The linebacker, who's the whole player, took BT, and he saw a huge lane. So for him to be able to do that is huge. Those were 2 huge pickups for us, and I'm glad that he was able to get out there and play it that way.
Liam, did you get the game ball?
I got one of them. We'll give out more on Monday, though, yeah.
Was it a reluctant acceptance?
Yeah, a little bit. But my boss gave it to me, so I had to accept. But the guys, it's a cool moment, for me personally and all that, but really it's about those guys. I mean, these guys played their tails off. I thought the defensive staff specifically did a great job, not to single them out better than the offensive staff. They all did a great job, but I thought Campy had some very timely, pressure calls in both the run and the pass, to really get 3 turnovers. Should have been a 4th and 2 turnovers on downs. I mean, that's damn good defense.
Yeah, I was going to follow up with that on the defense. Murray, Lewis, and Foye, kind of like the heart of the defense, right up the middle. Those guys had huge plays after huge plays. How encouraging was that to see for a defense that did not turn the ball over very much last year?
Huge. What they have, 8 last year? So to get 3 in one game? 9. 8 on defense, 9 total. So to get 3 in one game is probably a good start.
Liam, defense and some of those 4th down, high leverage situations, just what does that say to you to just see them come out on top the way they did?
Just that the competition, the Mamba periods that we've been able to kind of replicate in practice, the high-level situational football was able to show up, those 4th down, got to have it, and then really the end-to-half execution by the offense on the flip side where Trevor, we pick up and overload pressure. LaQuinn Allen has a great pickup. Trevor stands firm, throws the dagger to Diami. We get the timeout, kick the field goal. I mean, that's well-executed, situational football. But the defense stepping up the way they did, I mean, the rush was getting home. We let them out a couple times too much for my liking, but we were affecting the quarterback. And then I think from the back end, those guys did a great job as well.
And what kind of impression did you get from the offensive line and pass pro? It seemed like Trevor really wasn't affected much.
Yeah, I really did feel like they were protecting their tails off. I mean, I didn't feel like he was under a ton of duress. It's not really Carolina's nature in terms of bringing much pressure, but I thought those guys did a nice job in protection. I didn't really chip much at all on either of those 2 tackles, so that was encouraging for sure.
Coach, as you've been adjusting to the role of head coach and now that you've completed your first game, what aspects of the job have you found to be most surprising or most unexpected?
Good one. Probably just the amount of scheduling that goes into it, right? I mean, that's why I have, Jay Kaiser's a great help of mine, and the Shane Waldron, Elizabeth Harrison, like just giving help with the scheduling and trying to take some of that stuff off my plate. Because ultimately, why Shad went this route was to try to keep the main thing. And I am a football coach, but that's part of the job. So a lot of the organization of it, I've got a great support staff helping me out, and that's been probably the biggest challenge.
4th and 1, you bring in Ed Oga, and how rewarding was that for you and the staff when you look back to last year and the last several years around here? 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1. This team couldn't pick it up.
Yeah.
And you played man football and got a first down. What was that like?
That was huge. I mean, we definitely had a little bit of a conversation about that one kind of leading into the play, like just a few plays prior, just what our thought process was, and we did want to be aggressive in that moment and keep the offense out on the field and kind of challenge our team, challenge these guys. And they rode rose. They rose up to the challenge. We got the first, keeps the offense on the grass, keeps the ball moving, keeps the clock moving, and that's momentum. Yep. And we know in this game so much momentum, man, the swings and how do you handle them and manage them. And I thought those guys kept their cool and really handled those situational football really well in terms of getting those fourth downs. I mean, what do we have, 2 fourth downs that we went for and got? So, we'd like to be aggressive. That's kind of a mentality we'd like to have, but without being reckless. And I thought those guys handled it well.
And your confidence putting a 7th rounder in, Allen Jr. immediately on 3rd down and what he was able to do?
Oh, man, he had a great, like I just said, the pickup in the 2-minute drill was huge. He had J.C. Horn blitzing on a corner blitz, and that's a big dude coming and a good player. He stoned it, and he stoned it, allowed Trevor to pick up, step up in the pocket, make a great throw. He had a good 3rd down run as well on, I think it was like 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, where he had a nice run which squirted in there for a first down. So to have all 4 of those backs contribute today, right? I mean, whether it shows up in the stat sheet as having all these yards, and obviously Etienne will get a lot of that praise, deservingly so, but I think that room in general with Chad Morton as their coach have done a phenomenal job getting better and improving all throughout this entire time since we've been here, really.
What did you think of Travis Hunter's performance today? And is that kind of the way you guys want to use him going forward, mostly offense?
No, I think that was game 1. I think that was week 1 where you missed 10 days or so, and there was some, a lot of different kind of coverage changes in the back end for us with some of their formations, adjustments. It was a lot that those guys had to handle defensively. And so it was maybe, a little bit less for him this game. I think it'll only continue to evolve and go more. I thought he played hard on offense. I thought he played fast. He had some good catches, ran the right route. So I can only see it going and expanding from here.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right, there he goes, Liam Cohen. A lot of good things to say, including a game ball for the coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Just a heads up, we got Trevor Lawrence coming up. We're also going to have Travis Hunter at the podium and Foye Oluokun, so we'll get those interviews for you as we move forward. But Cohen had a lot of good things to say. I haven't talked much about the offensive line, and it's one of the things we wanted to see. They preach physical, physical, physical. Well, on 3rd and 1s and 3rd and 2s and 4th and shorts, they were able to convert. And that is refreshing for this football team that hasn't been able to do that in a long, long time. So I don't know how much better the offensive line is. I have no idea. But I know that the competition has made the starting 5 and the backup guys, there's not much of a drop-off, and I expect good things. I mean, Trevor Lawrence had time to throw most of the day. He had a couple nice scrambles when things opened up, which was good. Listen, again, I talked about the 3 guys that the game was most important to today, and I thought it was Liam Cohen, and Liam Cohen gets a huge passing grade because he's the coach, he steered the ship, and he steered us to victory. So he gets a big grade. Trevor, good first half, so-so second half. Can't have the pick, but again, also quarterbacked us to victory. Got to work still on being more accurate, but made some really nice throws. Thought De'Ami Brown had some nice catches. And then Travis Hunter, you just heard Liam Cohen talk about him and how it will only go up from here, and that's a good thing. I want more. I'm sorry. I want more. We gave up a boatload for him, and I want more from our young rookie. I love the juice he brings to the team, though. I love the excitement that he shows when he's in the game or not in the game, and the excitement and the jumping up and down when we get turnovers and things like that. We need more of that. So overall, a great day, because we're not scratching the surface yet of what Hunter can bring to this team, of what Trevor hopefully will bring to this football team, but they got to win, and they got to win with ease over the Carolina Panthers. I thought Liam Cohen did a very good job today. I thought he was great calling the plays. We had his dad on the pregame show, and what did his dad say? I said, "Are you going to talk to him after the game? Say, hey, what about this play?" And he goes, "You bet your ass." So I think that was great from Tim Cohen, Liam's dad, and his as he watched his son in a proud moment grab a victory, get a game ball from the boss, and move on with the victory. And now off we go, and we get ready for the Cincinnati Bengals. But the Jaguars are able to get the job done here today and win against the Carolina Panthers. It was an okay crowd. It wasn't great, I'll be honest with you. And hopefully a performance like this will bring the folks back. I get it, man. We've watched a lot of L's around here, and we've watched a lot of L's, especially at the bank. So when the Jags come back in 2 weeks, though, hopefully we got the bank filled for the Houston Texans when they get to town here. They go to Cincinnati next week, and then, of course, San Francisco. You see that Monday night. I know the Monday nighter with the Chiefs will be packed. I know that. And hopefully if the Jags can play well these first 5 games, set themselves up for that little stretch run of Seattle and L.A., and then get to that bye week and be in pretty good shape. They just got to stay afloat. Get this win means so much. Because honestly, if they can get to, if they're 2-3 or 3-2 or 3-4 after 7, they're fine because the schedule opens up after that. So again, you never know, and we'll see. But man, so far so good, and it feels good to start the season of 31 openers now. The Jags are one game over 500 at 16-15 as they get the win today over the Carolina Panthers by a final score of 26-10. Defensively, a lot to cheer about, and they'll play a lot better. Poor Dewey Wingard had a pick 6 pulled off the board, or they would have had 4 turnovers. And remember, as Liam Cohen pointed out, they got 2 fourth down stops, which are kind of like turnovers. So for a team that could not get their hands on the ball, if that stuff starts to even out and we get turnovers, man, that is one of the most telling statistics in the entire National Football League. You win the statistic battle, you're going to win most of those games that you win the statistic battle in. What did you say, Liv? All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back and wait for Trevor Lawrence or who's next on the podium right here on the postgame show.
It's the Jags show built just for Jags fans. And it's everything you won't find on your typical sports channel. I'm talking to your favorite Jags player each week, and I'm taking you behind the scenes. This is Jags Social. Friday nights at 7 on Fox 30, sponsored by Farrah & Farrah, the exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars.
Run, don't walk to your nearest TV for Action Sports Jax Countdown to Kickoff. Sundays at 11:30 on CBS 47, your official station of the Jaguars. Brought to you by your local Ford dealers. This is the Action Sports Jax postgame show.
All
right, let's listen in on Travis Hunter.
Doing a little lap around the stadium. Was it everything you thought it would be?
Yeah, I was just excited, ready to go out there and win with my team and just bring that energy. Like I say every day, every time y'all interview me, I'm trying to bring the energy, bring the guys up and make sure we stay true to ourselves and just be the team we know we can be.
How do you think you did offensively today? Coach Cohen just was in, said you ran all the right routes and all that other stuff, couple of catches. How do you feel like you played today?
I did my job. That was the main focus, of me doing my job. I did what they asked me to do, and I know I could do more, and I know I could do better.
Travis, you guys ran for over 200 yards. How pleasing was that for the offensive performance on the ground?
Oh, that's great. You can run the ball, and then they had to come up and play man and press us, so then we get to throw the ball. So it was great that we was able to run the ball right through them.
And how cool was it seeing BTJ get the reverse touchdown run?
Oh, yeah, I was on the sideline happy because I knew it was his play, and I knew he was going to get the ball and score, so I was definitely excited for him. But he forgot to do the dance, but it's all good.
How hard is it or is it easy for you to be so involved on every play and so bring so much energy even when you're not on the field? Because you're like the first one out there to celebrate with everybody.
It's not hard. You just got to go out there and just be myself. I've been doing this for a long time, and my job is to go out there and bring the energy and do my job.
And J.C. Horn made a great one-handed catch on that ball. That was the deep ball, but was that a touchdown if he doesn't get that?
If he don't get up and make a great play like he did, I think that was a touchdown.
Travis, as you reflect back on your first game in the NFL, are there any particular memories or highlights that really stand out in your mind from today?
We went out there and won. We won the game. We was able to take my first game was a dub, so that's exciting for me.
The haircut wasn't like a rookie hazing thing, was it?
No. I chose to do this myself.
Why?
It was just time to let it go. A new me, new person, walking to a new chapter in my life. So I was able to just chop it off.
Sometimes you let it go, it doesn't come back.
Travis, before the game, you came over and you had a little moment with your grandmother. I know there were other members of your family. in the stadium. Just what did that mean, seeing them here and being able to play your first professional game in front of her, in front of family members?
I grew up here in South Florida, so it was great for me to be able to show my grandma. You know, she was the first person to sign me up for football, so her seeing me on the big stage was an exciting moment for me.
Travis, 3 turnovers by defense. Seemed like guys were flying around. Just what are your thoughts on what defense showed today?
That's what we're doing in practice. We do it every day in practice, just flying around. You know, our big emphasis, everybody get to the ball, 11 guys to the ball, so tips and overdose, we got to get those, and that's what we've been doing.
Travis, how abnormal was this with just a few defensive snaps? I think he may have had 6. I mean, usually you're playing almost every play, so we understand what your new role is going to be like, but what was it like, over the last 4 hours?
I just leave that up to the coaches. I just go out there when they call my number and call my name. I just go out there and do my job. So.
Anything else? All right. Thanks, Travis. No problem.
All right, there you have it. Travis Hunter answering every question that was asked at him. The newly coiffed, I should say, Travis Hunter just said, hey, new chapter, new beginning, new haircut. So you're a big deal when they start asking. Nobody ever asked me about my haircut. Hey, Dan, what'd you get the haircut for? Why the haircut, Dan? Is this a new beginning, Dan? So anyway, good stuff from Travis Hunter. 6 catches today, nothing special. Liam Cohen said it'll only go up. I love him on defense. I want him playing defense. I think McMillan beat him for a first down one time. But we'll see. We'll see if that goes up next week against Cincinnati when they're taking on some really good receivers. Maybe they need him a little bit more on the defensive side of the ball. He said, I just do my job. Whatever they want me to do, I'll do. And he's a team player. He's happy about winning. He's excited about being here. All positive so far. Like I said, really the only thing, if the one Trevor threw, the deep ball that got intercepted by J.C. Horn, had gotten past J.C. Horn, and J.C. Horn went way up and got it with one hand. If he just missed that ball, it's in Travis Hunter's hands and he's gone. Touchdown. It'd be a 70-yard touchdown and everything would be a little bit different. So I like that fact. I like the fact that they tried to get him the ball down the field there. And listen, again, we got Brian Thomas Jr. with 1 catch, so we'll be okay. If we can run for 200 yards and win football games, man, every one of those guys got to take that and just say, this is great. And today the hero is Travis Etienne, who ripped off that 71-yarder. I want you to know this about Travis Etienne Jr. His longest run from scrimmage last year was 22 yards, okay? He went for 71 yards today. And by the way, he slowed up to wait for De'Ami Brown and got some nice blocking from De'Ami Brown that extended that run another 20 or so yards, which was terrific. So I can't say enough good things about that young man because last year was not good. He had a rough football season. But today he showed what he is capable of. I don't know that he can do it every year or every week, but 16 for 145? Oh, goodness gracious. That was impressive. That was impressive by Travis Etienne. As I said earlier, second best game in his NFL career. So tip our cap to number 1, who a lot of people thought was going to get traded. And Liam Cohen, by the way, tried to snuff out those rumors, but they've stayed all training camp. Liam Cohen said very early, no, he's a part of what we're going to do. And he has been. And we kind of thought Tank Bigsby was going to take over and get the majority of the carries. Nope. Travis Etienne, he earned it, and he showed us why. And the offensive line had some nice holes today, which has also been rare around these parts. So, again, while we had way too many penalties, Hainsey and Little and Cleveland and all those guys, Harrison, Macari, tip your cap to those guys too. They did an excellent job both pass blocking and run blocking. And I think it'll only go up for Travis Hunter going forward. I think he is destined to get many more than 45 snaps. You see how fresh he is. He's fine. He's ready to go. All right, what about Trevor Lawrence? A good half and a so-so half. But the good half put us in a big lead, which is good. And we'll see and get his thoughts now as he makes his way down the hallway and gets to the podium. And we'll hear from Trevor Lawrence, who did throw a touchdown to Hunter Long today. He also threw 1 interception, but he led the offense. He led the offense well. He did a nice job. and he threw for almost 200 yards, and we'll take it because most importantly, it was a win. And it was a win the Jaguars absolutely had to have, considering the level of competition that they were playing and considering who's coming up next on the schedule. So in that respect, very positive performance. There he is, Trevor Lawrence.
Hey, Trevor,
at the podium.
some
Flip that hair back,
big-time
Trevor.
third down conversions today with your legs, but also finding Brenton early, Diami. Why were you guys able to have such success on third down today, in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously something that I know we've needed to improve on. Talking about last year, we weren't great on third down. So I think, emphasizing that in the offseason, but also just I felt like we were really prepared. Our plan was good going in. We ran some good stuff against Carolina's defense, and guys were in the right spot at the right time, and I was able to get it to them. Obviously, still left some out there, but it felt good to hit those third downs and be able to keep the drives going.
What did it feel like being back on the field for you? It's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah, it felt great. It's fun being back out there. I guess that's all I got. But it was great. It was fun. Fun to get a win, man. That was awesome.
How do you feel you operated the offense and the offense operated in general?
I think there's a lot to clean up. We'll go back and look at it. I think operationally wasn't terrible, but some of the penalties, obviously, we have to clean up. I thought a couple of times we're getting to the line a little slow and getting a little bit behind the play clock, and we got to just improve that. And that starts with me just getting the call in quick and getting the guys up to the line of scrimmage and going and playing and having that sense of urgency. So I think there's a couple of those, and then just too many penalties in general. But hey, we found a way to get a win. Found the end zone a couple times, and we're able to score points, and our defense played great and ran the ball great. Did a lot of good things today, and we won, most importantly. So we'll go back and correct it. We got to keep getting better, but there's definitely some stuff that we can learn from.
Hey, Trevor, congrats on the win. This is like we've said before, this is your third different offense that you've had to work with, and each offense takes a while to get used to. So how long has it been? Is it still a work in progress, or are you feeling much comfortable now with what Coach Cohen is calling?
I feel very comfortable. Every week is new, though. Like the way you game plan during the season is just so much different. So it is like learning. I wouldn't say like learning something new, but you're putting together a whole new plan for each opponent. So it's a lot of work that goes in during the week of not only film study of your opponent, but also studying your game plan and what we're doing, why we're running this run against this look, and why we're trying to get this concept versus this coverage. There's a lot of things that go into it. So it's just a lot of study each week to get ready so you feel great and can play fast on Sunday. And I thought, myself and the guys did an awesome job this week of preparing, and we were ready to go. And we were ready for what Carolina was going to do. And I thought we played fast.
Two for you on the scrambles. How important was it to get those first two out of the way, knowing that's how last season ended?
Yeah, not really something I thought about, to be honest, but I think just using your legs as a weapon in this league, and you see the way the league is, especially now, it's what you have to do. Defenses are good. They're covering people up. It's going to happen sometimes, and they don't have that extra defender for the quarterback. So just finding a way to use my legs and be able to keep the drives alive.
And then you guys have been working toward week one since March. Is it a relief to get through it and just move on and get into the season now?
Yeah, it feels really good to get a win. To start your season that way, 1-0, and obviously we're going to enjoy it tonight. And it's hard to win in this league, so you can't take any of them for granted. But we got to move on quickly and get ready for a good team Cincinnati next week. So yeah, it feels great though, especially with all the new going on and the amount of work we put in this offseason, and to be rewarded for this first week and getting that win feels good. But it's just this week, and we got to move on to next week.
Does it feel any different as a new regime? I mean, you didn't win your opener in the first regime. You didn't win your opener in the second regime. Does this one feel maybe different or headed in a different direction?
I think, there's a lot of, yes, feels great the direction we're heading. Like I said, you can't take it for what it is. We won in week one. We're 1-0 to start the season, and we're all pumped about that. A lot of work went into it, and no one takes for granted, how hard it is to win in this league. So we're all really proud of that. But it's one game, so we got to keep doing it. That's what consistency is. What will be the difference, and we have to continue to prepare and play well.
Over 200 yards on the ground. How pleasing was that, and why was the ground game able to be so effective today?
Yeah, the guys, starts with the guys up front, obviously. Guys up front, and the wideouts too in the run game have really bought into blocking downfield. You see Diami on Travis's long run, covering up the guy 50 yards down the field, got Travis an extra, 30 yards. I mean, that stuff matters. And I think just for those guys to buy in and do that on the perimeter, and then to see it pay off in a game where it's like, hey, you got 30 more yards because you ran down the field and covered up your guy. That's cool to see the buy-in from the whole team. Obviously, the guys up front, most selfless guys we got, and they just, are grinding it out. We ran it a lot, and they wanted to keep doing it, and they did a great job moving people, and, we were ready. We had a good plan.
When a defense has a day like today, 3 turnovers, 2 turnover rundowns, what does that do for the offense?
It's awesome. I mean, we had some drives where we didn't do a great job, where we got behind the chains and had a couple 3-and-outs, or missed a throw, drop a ball, whatever it may be, just a couple mishaps on offense. And then when your defense is able to go get a stop and kind of erase that, it's huge. I mean, as an offense, when you feel like, all right, we got a 3-and-out, and then they go score immediately. Obviously, this football, that's going to happen sometimes, but it's a good feeling when you know the defense goes out there and gets another 3-and-out and you get the ball right back. That's huge for a team.
And then with how much routine is the quarterback position, you're in the rhythm in the game, what was that weather delay kind of like? Like, what were you really doing during it?
Yeah, it was weird, obviously, having that delay when we already started, and it was middle of the second quarter, so you're about to come back in for halftime too. But just keeping everyone focused. We had some good conversations inside in the locker room of, what they were doing, if anything was different that they were doing that we didn't plan for, kind of what calls we're looking to get to next, all that stuff. And then from there on, you just kind of relax and trying to cool off and hydrate, get the body back. It's hot out there today.
How'd Travis Hunter do today?
He was great. Had some big catches, obviously. I think he's a weapon for us, and he's going to continue to get better and better. It's a matchup in space, great with the ball in his hands. Could have had more out there. I felt like I could have gave him a few more opportunities and some of the ones I missed, but he had a good day today, and we just got to keep building off it.
No mistakes from him on the routes or anything like that? Liam said it's pretty perfect.
He was great. He was prepared. Did a good job knowing the plan, the position he plays. You got to kind of know. You got to know a lot because he's involved in a lot in the run game. He's involved, obviously, in the passing game, and he did a good job preparing.
Were you trying to give Liam a game ball?
I had one saved for him. Mr. Khan gave him one, so it was perfect. It's good.
Trevor, I know you've been very transparent with us about the footwork and that being a real point of emphasis. I guess on the broadcast, they brought up that this has really been the focus of you for quite some time. Can you just elaborate on that, on like the footwork and the growth of it, and how you would evaluate it today?
Yeah, I have to watch the tape. There was a few times where I'm sure there's some stuff to clean up, and in the game, it's never as perfect as practice because there's live bullets flying and you're moving and getting moved off the spot, and there's always some stuff to correct. But yeah, it's something that's been a big focus, obviously, that you guys have known about. You've asked me a lot since the spring, and I put a lot of time in to working on it, and I think it's really helped me. And I got to continue to just get better at it and refine it. But it's been a change that's been good. I mean, I wouldn't say it's anything major, but when you're messing with your footwork as a quarterback and you've gotten thousands of reps a certain way, it takes a lot of time to really master the new way, and I feel like I'm on my way there and got to continue to work.
Are you feel any different without the play sheet?
Yeah, I got a lighter left forearm, so no sweaty wristband on there.
We're going to finish up with
You win the toss and you take the ball. So, how cool was that to, instead of defer, come out and be on offense? And then I'm sure you wanted 7, settled for 3, but 13 plays and taking 6.5 minutes off the clock. After the struggles on the first drive a year ago to put up points on your initial drive today.
Felt great. Just being aggressive, I think, that speaks a lot to Liam's mindset and what he wants to do, and what he feels about our offense and the way we can attack and go get points, and not afraid to do that. So I think as an offense, feeling that trust that he has in us and the aggressiveness, it's great. It was awesome. Be able to get points. Obviously, like you said, you want to get 7 there, and we got behind the chains a couple times. But besides that, able to put together a long drive, keep their offense off the field, settle into the game, kind of get in a flow. It was good.
All right, thanks, Trevor.
Thank you all. Have a good night. Appreciate you.
Boy is on his way. He'll be about 5 minutes.
There he goes, Trevor Lawrence, with his comments post-game after the Jags' victory over the Carolina Panthers. Interesting point by Mark Long of the Associated Press. Trevor lost his first game with Urban Meyer, lost his first game with Doug Peterson, but a winner today with Liam Cohen And he confirmed Shad Khan giving Coach Cohen the game ball, one of the game balls afterwards, which is a great thing and should happen, obviously. And you want to do it in the first game, man. That is a real big kind of get that out of the way. Let's enjoy the victory. Let's move on now. Let's see what we can do. So hopefully this game, this win can have some long-term ramifications for the Jaguars going forward in a positive way. There is a lot to clean up. There is a lot to nitpick about. There is a lot that didn't go how they had hoped. But again, they preached physical. They said they're physical. They said we're going to be physical. They ran for more than 200 yards. That's physical. That's physical. You talked about De'Ami Brown's block. I talked about De'Ami Brown's block 15 minutes ago. Down the field, allowed Etienne to keep going. Pick up another 5, another 10, another 15, another 20, maybe even 25 yards. Trevor just talked about it. You got to block if you want to play for the Jacksonville Jaguars on the offensive side of the ball, including the receiver spot. So that was a big positive for the Jags today. Overall, Trevor said a lot to, first game, a lot to learn. Travis Hunter's going to get better. Had some chances with him. A lot of short stuff. That one pass he threw, not a great pass. Somehow Hunter caught it. It was a 2-yard loss. So when they tried to get him a screen, but it got blowed up, and he got brought down. So, again, we'll look to see more from Travis Hunter as the season moves on here. And there was one play where he caught that little screen over the middle, and he got his legs cut out from under him. I was like, get up. And he got up, and I was like, okay, good. Okay, good. But, yeah, Trevor Lawrence now in his 5th year in the National Football League. And it's fair now to have an expectation from this young man going forward, to want him to be this team's $55 million quarterback. And he's going to have chances and a lot of opportunities. And next week, I suspect the game will be much closer. And who knows, maybe Trevor and that offense gets the ball with, a minute 10 to go, down 2 or 3 points. And if they do, they got the best kicker in the NFL to help them out. If they're down 4 or 5 points and they need a touchdown, well, Trevor's going to have to get the ball, drive the ball down the field. But they were able to do that today on some plays. I thought De'Ami Brown had a nice game getting the ball down the field a little bit more than normal. So, great day. Great way to start it. Great victory for the Jags. And now we await Foye Oluokun. Do we have anybody else in-house, Liv, that we could hear from? Okay, we're flipping some sound right now, so we'll wait on that. Liv just tried to make some executive decision about going another 13 minutes, but yeah, that ain't happening. We'll see. We'll wait for Foye, and we'll get his comments so he can represent the defensive side of the football. And after that, well, that'll be all she wrote, regardless of what we're being told here back inside the bank. Jags victorious 26-10 over the Carolina Panthers. First place never felt so good. Enjoy it, Jag fan. Enjoy it. Wallow in it. Let it bathe over you. Smile this week. Start thinking about Cincinnati. Look forward to it with a win in your back pocket. Again, Carolina's terrible. I'll be honest with you. They may be the worst team in the NFL. Bryce Young didn't look very good to me. They all told me how good he played down the stretch a year ago. 3 turnovers. Not a good performance. Now, besides Ted McMillan, his receivers got to help him out a lot more, and it's little things. It's little things like getting your feet down to keep a drive going when you have an easy catch and you just lazily step and don't get your foot down. Don't drag your foot to get both feet inside inbounds. So, but that's their problem. That ain't our problem. Well, what I saw today was a very improved offensive line, right? We were all worried about Anton Harrison. We were all worried about Walker Little. Hey, I think those guys played good football today, right? Did Trevor get sacked? I don't think he got sacked today. I don't think he got sacked one time. So that's a positive. We ran for more than 200 yards. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but let me know how many times we ran for 200 yards one season ago. It wasn't a whole lot. It wasn't a whole lot. So that I promise you. And you get over the 200-yard mark in the NFL, man, that is a job well done by the Jacksonville Jaguars, and specifically Etienne and the front five. Brenton Strange, have we even mentioned him in the program? He had a wonderful game today. He had 4 catches. 4 times 17, gang? That's 68, right? 4 times 17, 68? Vendetti, is that correct? 68? You're darn right it is. Yeah. 34, 68, yeah. So Brenton Strange projecting right now to 68 receptions this year. If you can get 50 plus out of him, that's a good thing. If you get 60 plus, if you get 70 plus, Brenton Strange is going to be a weapon for this Jaguar football team. So I like seeing that as well. Overall, high marks today, keeping in mind who it came against, keeping in mind that it was a football team that not much is expected from. They fall to 0-1. The Bucs won their game against the Falcons earlier today, and the Saints are also a bad team. The NFC South might be worse than the AFC South. By the way, our 2 teams playing in the 4 o'clock hour are both in dogfights now. It's just starting second halves. Brian Vendetti gave me an update. And here we go. I'll get these scores to you guys. The Titans have taken the lead, 12-10 over the Broncos. I don't like that. And the Rams are up on the Texans. I like that, 14-9. That would be a nice victory for the West Coast Rams, who we play in London a little bit later in the year. So let's hope that the Rams can knock off the Houston Texans, and we'll see what the Titans have for us going forward. They're in a dogfight out in Denver. That's the NFL, though. That's why when you win comfortably like we won today, man, everybody's happy about that. Everybody's happy. Everybody's putting a smile on their face, man. NFL, think about what we did last year. We lost 10 one-score games. 10. You know, if we just win 5 of those one-score games, we go from 4 to 9 wins. And by the way, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. I don't know a lot, but I bet you 9-8 is good enough to win the AFC South. So we give the Jaguars great grades today when we're checking all the boxes because they won. And then if you want to start breaking things down specifically, we can do that. But they get all the checks for the W. All the checks. That's all that matters in the NFL. Winning or losing. It's a results-oriented business. I've said it a million times. And when you get the result you want, man, the sun will shine a little brighter tomorrow. It'll be a little bit nicer, a little more pep in your step, and everybody is happy. All right, we're waiting on Foye Oluokun at an interception today. Jaguars forced 3, count them, 3 turnovers, which, by the way, is already more than a third of the way to their whole total last year. Can you believe that? Think about this football team 1 year ago. They only had 8 turnovers. Now, we said going into the year that will change. It's mathematically impossible not to get more than 8 turnovers or less than 8 turnovers. So they got 3 today. So, shoot, they get a big day next week. They'll be closing in on that in 3 or 4 games. So, big positives. Dewey Wingard had a pick 6 called back because of a penalty. Otherwise, they would have had 4. And then factor in 2 4th down stops as well. And that would really give you basically 6. So, great performance by the Jaguars defense today. Again, against an offense that is challenged. Am I a little bit worried about the way that Chuba Howard ran the ball up the middle? Yeah, I am. I think our weak link is our interior defensive line. And Mason Smith didn't play today, which is very interesting. I don't think Liam Cohen was asked about that in the press conference, but I thought that was interesting that Mason Smith, a second-round pick, did not play today. So, I mean, it's not like it's Trevor Lawrence here, kid. But we're waiting on Foye Oluokun. We'll get his comments. He's making his way down the hallway here as we grind on in this postgame, never-ending postgame show. One that will never, ever end. And you're who are watching are the lucky recipients of this. So congratulations. Because I know you're not going to sleep well unless you see Foye Oluokun and all his comments that are coming up here momentarily. So he's making his way down the hallway.
Hey, Foye,
he's
can you
going to the podium.
Describe what happened on
here he is
2
now.
turnovers for us, the interception you had, and then punching out the ball on Bryce Young?
Yeah, the first one, interception, was a boot. Saw the safety overtook the over, so I was just kind of being an opportunist. I thought he was going to run it. He didn't. Threw a contested throw. Murray made a great play breaking it up, and I saw the ball in the air. And that's like the tips and overthrows. We said we got to get those, so I saw it in the air, accelerated, made sure I caught the ball. Yeah, and then came down with it. But it was just a good play all around for the whole defense.
And then the punch out?
Oh, yeah, punch out, dropped in my zone. And then this time he did run it. He crossed the line of scrimmage. So I hate when quarterbacks kind of do that, but it's cool. He's trying to get his extra yard and stuff, so we decided to go head first. And, you don't want to dive on the guy and maybe get the penalty. So, we put the ball out as he was stumbling forward. So he's already going to the ground. I might as well take my shot at it. Got the ball there, and I felt the air come out the side there. So I knew the ball was on the ground. I just saw a whole bunch of our guys hustling after the ball, so I assumed we got it. Started running.
Over here. Have you ever experienced anything quite like an hour and 6-minute delay in a game before at any level of football? And what do you do in that hour time?
Yeah, actually my first ever game, I guess it wasn't a delay, it was just we hadn't started. Kind of Thursday night game, I guess kind of similar how this year started off, Eagles game, and it was raining and stuff. So I understood, you got to wait for them to say you can go back on the field to warm up and stuff. But it was great how we handled it, really. I like how the strength staff had everything kind of organized for us. We went over some adjustments and kind of like a little mini halftime. And then we were already stretching inside, came back outside, had a good organized warm-up period. And then we took the confidence that we had going into that break, came back out with some adjustments, and just kept it flowing. So I think we handled it very good. And nobody was really surprised by it at all.
Boy, getting to, 3 turnovers or whatever it is today, that was something the defense wasn't able to really do a ton of last year. How good does it feel to get off to a start like that?
I talked to the guys already that we put a lot of work in this whole offseason, new faces in here. We gained a lot of trust and a lot of good camaraderie, it feels like, on that side of the ball, really with the team. And then it's coming out here and put a good product on film, feels good. You come out, put in all that work, and if it doesn't go well, now you're starting to second guess a little bit, just naturally. So just come out here and feel like we played well. Obviously, there's stuff that we should improve on, we need to improve on. But coming out here and everybody flying around, everybody, keeping that camaraderie that we had from the offseason to this first game, it just felt great. So getting the turnovers, we're doing stuff right. Let's keep doing it. Let's keep improving on it.
And Murray and Lewis both had, big plays on defense with you guys. The 2 new guys coming in, how much of an impact do they make? And when you see the veterans doing that, how does that help, maybe some of the younger guys?
Yeah, I love it because when they play well, they're good examples in the locker room already, how they go about their business, talking about meeting whenever I want to call a meeting, they're ready to meet, doing extra, having a routine and stuff. So if they see success at that level now in the DB room as well, they're going to fall, I'd say, in line, but they're going to maybe implement what gets them success. And, and then carry from camp and practice to the game, who wouldn't want to have that same success, how they play. They play well, communicate well, play hard, tackle hard. I love playing with them right now. So everybody, getting on that same page, we can be a very dangerous defense.
You've told us that you feel like in this defense they can let you be more of a playmaker. What was it like just seeing that kind of be vindicated first game right out of the gate?
Yeah, I feel like I had good years being a playmaker, and I felt that kind of same energy, just how they stressed about talking about the ball. So getting back to that, I put it on myself, really, because I put it out to y'all. I wanted to be a playmaker, so they gave me the opportunity to have my eyes back more on the ball, maybe breaking up, not having to run all over the place with wheel routes and stuff. So it's really trusting the rush, making the right break angles, and then when the ball does present itself, kind of how the coaching staff harps on getting the ball, let's all go attack the ball. So it's a good start for us. We have to keep it going through the year, but they come in bunches, so they start now. Let's keep it going and see where this takes us.
And then you guys had 4 new guys up front, a couple new guys in the secondary. What does it say just to see you guys gel together so quickly?
I guess it's really the hours in the off season. Spending time together, trusting one another, trusting that we're all going to be in the same spot. We're really seeing them make plays. It's like, all right, that's what he's capable of. I trust him to do that now. And then, coming to this game, they see me make plays, see the defensive line make plays, the run game, everybody's attacking their gaps hard. Keep building off of that, but it's definitely solid to see.
Jordan already tweeted that you should have been an All-Pro the last 3 years. So what does it mean to have hype men like those guys? Like I said this to a couple guys in the locker room. I don't want to call it subdued, but it felt like a business-like approach after this win. Maybe not as euphoric. It was, hey, all right, good win, but we checked the box and now we're moving on.
Right. To be a dominant defense, it takes the whole season. You know, you can't go ups and downs, or you got to really stack games. You got to stack streaks and stuff. So to come out, it's definitely a good tone-setting game. Like I said earlier, we got a lot of stuff to clean up. And I said earlier, we got good vets who are going to come in, kind of go through these meetings, understand what we have to do better. And I love, working with them so far. So then we're all each other's hype man. I told everybody we got to celebrate our wins, the little ones, the big ones. I appreciate J. Lou shouting me out like that because he knows we're close. So he knows kind of the little stuff that I think about as my career has gone on, and it is what it is. But I just want to keep producing how I know I'm capable of producing, and then all that stuff, it comes as it comes. But I can't control that. But I can play well for my boys for sure.
Hallelujah! Jaguars get a win. We'll talk about it more tonight on Action Sports Jax Prime Time, 10:30 on Fox 11:30 on CBS 47. Jags Report live from Strings. Trayvon Walker, our guest tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with us. See you tonight.
Jags Nation, thanks for watching the Action Sports Jax postgame show.